What up, though, y'all? It's Chris, broadcasting to you from the D, and we got to talk about our sister city, Chicago. At least us here in Detroit, we have always considered Chicago to be a sister city. We used to hit up Chicago on weekends a lot. That was a big thing to do here, man. Chicago's only a 4-hour drive, so it was not uncommon for Detroiters to jump on the freeway and head to Chicago to do a weekend in the downtown area. Find a nice hotel to stay at, do some shopping, some dining. It was just a thing. Now you don't really hear about that too much anymore. You don't hear about people wanting to go to Chicago. I hear it sparingly. I used to have the desire to do it a lot more. Nowadays, I'm just kind of like, because you guys know me. You guys know that I don't be wanting to go to places where the chances of something silly happening are high. And unfortunately for Chicago, and it really is unfortunate. It truly is. It's because it's the leadership that's to blame for this. But yeah, it's unfortunate that this is just a thing for Chicago. You got McDonald's even pulling out because of crime in the downtown area. So McDonald's, apparently there were a bunch of them in that area, and now I don't know, there's like none to my understanding. If you guys live there and there's still some in the area, let me know, because I'm going based on what the news reports are saying. But nearly all, if not all, in this loop have pretty much pulled out. And McDonald's, they won't really admit directly. They're on some very PR answers when being asked about why they pulled out. But the analysts' explanations, just looking at things as a whole, they say that foot traffic is up higher now than it was prior to COVID. So foot traffic is up, but foot traffic is not business. All right, foot traffic being in the area does not equal customers. So let me make sure that I throw that out there. Saying foot traffic is up, that sounds good and all, but if you're a business, what is that? To my understanding, there's a crime problem in the area, and there's a huge issue with homeless in the area, and you just don't want that. If you're a business and there's opportunity to make money, you're going to move your business into that area, not move out of that area. So there has to be some sort of I don't want to say merit, but there has to be some truth in there, because otherwise it just makes no sense. Foot traffic is up. Oh, that sounds great. This is happening, that's happening. I also have heard that rent in those areas is extremely high. So they're attracting some businesses. It's not like it's all bad. They are attracting some businesses, but it seems to be more of the big box type of stores. So if you're someone with a McDonald's franchise, it's probably just pricing you out to where you're like, I got to get out of here. So you have inflated operating costs. Okay, you have inflated labor costs. And I mean, if it's not equaling sales, because the homeless problems and the crime in the area deters people from wanting to go sit in there, I get it, man. I really do. Because people just don't have time for that, man. If you just want to get something to eat, you just want a meal, you don't want to be bothered with too much silly stuff. You don't want to be bothered with having to navigate around someone standing around asking for change, or people, laying near the door, something you got to step around and all that. You just don't want to be bothered. It's like, I'll just go somewhere else. I don't want to come here. That's how I certainly move, man. We don't really have a homeless problem like that here in Detroit. There are homeless. That's I think you're gonna get that in most big cities like Detroit, like Chicago, like Atlanta, like Orlando, like LA. No. Nobody has like LA. I'm not even going. I'm not even gonna go into LA right now, man, because I want to stay in a good mood. So we ain't gonna talk about LA, man. But yeah, nobody has a homeless problem like LA. LA's homeless problem feels like it is intentional. It's a plan that's being brilliantly executed. But I really want to see Chicago thrive. I really like Chicago a lot. Always have. In terms of sports, we kind of here in Detroit had a love-hate relationship with with Chicago, but it was all in good fun. We kind of still do with the Lions and the Bears, but it's all in good fun. Chicago, the people, we very much rock with here, and I want to see them thrive. You guys in Chicago, you got to do better about voting, though, man. There's no reason that you guys should have went from Lori Lightfoot to Brandon Johnson. Lori Lightfoot was a terrible mayor for y'all, and you guys realize that. But then you turn around and you voted in somebody much worse in the form of Brandon Johnson, and you guys need to make sure that he is a one-term mayor. Like, really, you guys cannot give that man another 4 years to run the great city of Chicago into the ground like he's doing. So I'm gonna leave it there, man. I hope that the situation there improves. It's not a good look when you got businesses like McDonald's, because McDonald's the food sucks, but in terms of a brand, it's iconic. It's not a good look when you got brands like McDonald's fleeing, man. It's just not a good look at all. It's all gonna start with leadership, though. You guys got to do your research and vote accordingly. So many people focus on the presidential election and they don't really look at their local government, and you have to, because these are the people that are in there every day making decisions that are going to directly affect you and your way of life. Brandon Johnson is in there. He's doing you such a disservice, and I hear some people in Chicago speaking out about what a poor job that he's doing, but not nearly enough. It should be a lot more of you that are angry and vocal about the fact that this is the head of the city, this is the guy that runs the city, and he's doing anything but making decisions that are in the best interest for everybody. But as I said, I'm gonna leave it there. Hit me with a like if you like what I do. Hit me with a sub if you like what I do. And hit me in the comments. I'll holler at y'all. Peace.